Hello everyone, welcome to Spinner Saturday. So, because I haven't not finished a lot of games, okay, hear me out, I know. I haven't finished some of the horror games, and some of them are really scary and I don't want to put them back. Like there's, I think one of them is like, scrutinized vibes. I can't do it, Chief, it's not gonna be me. So here's a long list of ones I've found and wanted to play, DLC I have not played, or a game I have not finished. We are now going to spin the spinner to see what we're going to get. Oh, we're so close. Dude, I want to play Velvet Bite so bad. Which one is that? Okay, ta-da! Sylving? Question mark? Once again, because I'm really good at everything that I do, I forgot to look up what this game is about. Because I'm really good at everything. I just know it's like a furry game. Yeah, fully furry visual novel romance, adventure, drama, action, and comedy. Yeah, so, T. I'm letting you know right now, if you don't like furries, if you don't enjoy them, I don't care. If you think it's weird, if you think it's not cool, I don't care. Shut up. Because you're wrong. Okay, I don't care. Shh. This is not where those thoughts are. If you don't like it, I would love for you to just turn the video off. Turn the video off. You don't have to look at it anymore. Okay? If you're... That's it. That's all. Okay? That's all. There's no fight or anything on that topic. That's what it's gonna be. I don't know whether this is working or not, which is making me concerned. Okay, so this novel contains mature content such as depictions of nudity, sex, violence, and blood, discussions of trauma, and sensitive subjects. By continuing, you acknowledge that you are legal age to view this content in your region. So that also means that it's gonna be rated higher than my other videos. You're welcome. What's your name? Aaron is crazy. Okay, thanks. The ones that don't have any content like that, I'll make lower, but what the frick? Hold on. Literally hold on. Something is amiss. Something's amiss. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna see if it works now. I don't know why. I was using a, what? I was using a different capture. I'm hoping it's gonna work now. That's me. Oh, it's recording. One blinded by pride. Their intention is different, but history will repeat itself. They will hunt, but it will bring no food to the table. The world is always changing, yet a stagnant mind brings nothing but misfortune. But wait. Oh. What a peculiar scent. Yeah, why this loud? The passing breeze does not belong here, yet it seems so familiar to me. I didn't know it was animated. This is cutie. Oh, naughty fox is prancing around where he doesn't belong, and will bring a new cub teeming with potential. So much fun to have. Change is finally coming to these dreary lands. These challenges that face him will be great, but he's not alone. Oh, what passion I see. Many stories have ended before, and now another will begin. Oh, I can't wait to meet our little cub. T. I pulled out my foo-foo-foo voice. I'm finally back. It's been a few years since I last saw this place. This is, okay, everyone look at the art. Ooh, ah, pretty. Look at it. Ooh, ooh. Okay. No matter how much time this area changes. No matter how much this area changes, with new buildings and newer junk, this spot always remains untouched. Just seeing the opening is getting me all nostalgic. I can't remember when I started, but I always loved coming to my cave as a kid, most often in the summer. The area is closed off like usual, but I never cared about that. This place has been run down for as long as I can remember. The only thing showing its private property is a broken, rusty fence. As far as I know, nobody's ever gotten into trouble for trespassing yet. So the idea of getting a cot is the last thing on my mind. Ooh, okay. I think the music might still be a little loud. Well, yeah, I'm actually gonna... preferences. Oh, you know why? Because it's considered a sound, not the music. Right, my bad. Okay, cool, return. Heading in, the darkness quickly surrounds me, but the faint light from the entrance is enough to find my way. The moist, stuffy air weighs down on me. There's almost no airflow, and the smell of the earth is quite powerful. The ceiling gets lower and lower as I make my way further in. I miss the days when I was a kid and didn't have to bend down like this. After 20 long meters of hunching over, the exit's enchanting light frees me from the darkness. I always feel like Gollum when I see that light. My precious. Yeah, I get that reference. I've seen that movie at least once. One of the movies, whichever one it may or may not be. Something about towers or something. And there it is, big, proud, and vibrantly red as ever. Everyone look, ooh, ah, look at the tree. Wow, wow, wow. My parents never knew about this cave. Whenever I wanted some space for myself, I came here. My own personal treehouse. Mine is the house. I've never met anyone out here before. As far as I'm aware, no one even knows about this place. Which is strange, come to think of it. A cave looking as wonderful as this would attract some attention. I couldn't even find it online. Good to know there's an online in this world. It's empty today as well, but I prefer it that way. I've always enjoyed having this place all to myself. The air is lighter and easier to breathe compared to the tunnel, but the dampness is still there. What the heck was that? I walk up to the tree and drop my satchel at its base before zipping up my sweater. The chill in here is quite nice after enduring the hot weather outside. I inspect the tree, seeing if anything is out of place. But it's as beautiful as ever. The rough bark betrays no sign of human meddling. Yeah, watch out, humans. Losers, nerds, punks. The walls of the cave are covered in moss and thick vines. Grass dots the rest of the clearing, with a crescent-shaped pond surrounding it all. The sun peeks through the giant holes above, shining through the branches. I'm relieved this place is still intact. There's been reports of theft and vandalism in the area lately. I was worried they might have discovered my cave. Call me overprotective, not wanting this place to get ruined. As much as I'd like to, I can't stay to protect the cave every single day. I really do hope they don't come here, but I'd better be prepared for the worst and try to remember the good times here. Oh, dang, girl, your phone go crazy with the quality in there. I make a deep sigh and resign myself to make the most of it while I can, so I pull out my brand new smartphone. My last phone had gotten quite old, so it's about time I got a new one. And this model has a much better camera. The filters on it will let me take the perfect picture to immortalize this place. Moving around to different spots of the cave, I snap a few pictures of the tree while searching for the best angle. My photography skills have improved since my last visit, if I do say so myself. After taking many pictures from every angle in the cave, I finally feel satisfied with what I've got. I only really came for the pictures, but it would be a shame to go so soon. And I came all this way. I don't know when's the next time I'll be able to pay a visit. Could be years again. Walking back to the tree, I plop down on its roots. Dang, girl. What, you made of metal? What do you got every pot and pan in the kitchen on you? Like, why do you sound like that when you sit? And I lean against it. My satchel and my phone lie next to me as I run my fingers through the soft green grass. I remember the times I would come here and read my comic books, eat my snacks, and play with toys I had brought with me. Things were so different back then. All I've done for the past few years is work, and more work at an electronics store in a big city. Not that I should complain too much. The job was actually pretty decent, and I've always loved tinkering with electronics and learning how they work. And surprisingly, helping out a lot of customers has been fairly rewarding, too. But every day was the same. I felt like I was stuck in a loop, so I had packed up and moved back home. Now that I'm in my hometown, I deserve some time off before looking for a new job in the area. These past few days have kept me so busy because of the move, and it's so peaceful here. I might as well enjoy myself before getting back to it. I'll just rest for 5 minutes, then I'll go. Then order takeout for dinner and snore. It's been too long since I could just close my eyes and do nothing. Doing nothing is highly underrated. If my only job could be laying around and blissfully sleeping. The sound of footsteps followed by a rustling right beside me. Is there someone else here? Guess I wasn't the only one coming here today. Oh, hey. Opening my eyes, I can't see anything but a big blur in front of me. I must have gotten some dust on my eye. I can't make out much of what I'm seeing, but I can tell he's reaching for something next to me. I rub my eyes, almost willing my vision to clear up before looking up. Oh, cutie. What the? A fox dressed to the nines is playing with his phone. His costume has an even... his costume has a big fluffy tail sticking out from under the coat. Not exactly what I was expecting. Especially not in this old cape. I was trying to see if anything changed. Is he a LARPer? I've seen people online dressing in old-timey costumes, but the whole fox costume is a bit much. Is there like a furry Ren Fair convention in town or something? Hey. I wave my hand trying to get his attention. Hello? He's so focused on his phone. What could he be? Wait a second. Hey, that's my phone. What's wrong with this guy? Can he hear me? No, he can definitely hear me. He's just pretending like he can't. Whoever this guy is, he clearly isn't all put together in the head. Hey, I'm talking to you. Getting fed up with his deaf routine, I get up on my feet and march forward. I said, I'm talking to you. Yep. He finally gives me a response after raising my voice and grabbing his shoulder. Not exactly the sound I was expecting out of him, but I guess he's staying in character? He jumps back in complete surprise as if he's seen a ghost. By the elders? But like Eldors? If it's ever a reference to something kind of fantasy, I promise you I don't know it. I've barely seen Lord of the Rings, TBH, and it's only because it's like my parents' favorite movie, and they played that shit all the time when I was a kid. I'm not even kidding, 24/7. So I've probably picked up a lot of that, but we played Lord of the Rings trivia, and I only got a question right because my dad accidentally said the name of that witch who wears white the question before, and that was the only reason I got that right. I didn't get a single answer right after that. Trust. By the Eldors, how can you see me? Okay, definitely a LARPer. No one talks like that unless they've watched too many fantasy movies. Or he's just delusional. He is, after all, wearing a full-body costume with medieval attire and a secluded cape. Now that I'm closer to him, his mask is pretty well made. The eyes look so real, and the way the mouth moves when he speaks is uncanny. I can't imagine how much it must have cost to get such a believable costume. The ears, the fur, the tail, everything. More importantly, though, he has my phone. What kind of maniac just swipes your phone and scrolls through it right in front of you? Listen, I'm not sure what you want, but if you need help contacting someone, I can... What? Hey, give me my phone back! Dang, he running. Stop right there. Oh, yeah, there's definitely some, like, magic otherworld business going on. Oh, look, he's got little bangles on his legs. I chase after him, but he's already outpacing me. I should shout at the top of my lungs, but he ignores it. He looks back for a moment, shocked that I'm still following, and then breaks into a dead sprint. How is he so much faster than me? That costume should be too heavy for him to run at that speed. So, I get it. This is like, what are those stories called? This looks dope as hell. Guys, look at the art. Look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it. Okay, we're done. He exits the cave long before I do. When I breach the threshold, I only catch a glimpse of him as he darts out onto the road. We're in a forest now? Yeah. This is, I don't remember what the name of it is, but where, like, they take a character and they, like, put it in a story. That kind of vibe, but I guess we're just in Furryland, question mark. I got, what are those called? Fables? Where they're like human-esque animals? We must have come out of a different tunnel. I thought for sure that after all this time I spent in my cave, that there was only one exit. I put my focus back solely on the fleeing fox, running through the bushes ahead. With how dense his foliage is, I might lose him. My phone. Dang, these woods go crazy. I attempt to gain ground by leaping over the bush. And... over the brush. The dirt road bends around. This is great. Look at this tree, dude. Do trees grow like that? I doubt it. That's kind of cray. Looking left and right, I catch the fox guy turning a corner far ahead of me. He's astonishingly fast, even if he weren't wearing such a cumbersome costume. Shouldn't he trip on his own tail or something? I'm already out of breath, and the further we run, the farther away he gets. I don't know if I can keep this up. Before long, he's completely out of sight. Ooh, look at this. Oh, look! This is part of escape. I finally got out of the thick forest, my run come to a slow stop. In this more open landscape, I can see for quite a distance, but there's no sign of him. I didn't realize I was in such terrible shape. My heart's pounding like crazy. How's that guy able to run so fast? What, was an Olympic-level sprinter doing... Oh, what was an Olympic... in such a ridiculous costume, stealing other people's phones? After a short rest, my breathing is mostly back to normal, but there's still a sting in my chest. It's been a while since I ran for this long. It wasn't all that far, really, but it's what I get for being a couch potato. Straightening myself up, I take a look around. A half-rotted fence is slumped on the side of the road. Where? Oh, T. And a golden field of grain lies farther on. The thick forest and mountains beyond aren't familiar to me at all. An uneasy feeling takes over me. I'm not supposed to be here. We couldn't have gone too far. Maybe I just never knew there were mountains over this way. Which direction did we even go? Not wanting to give up on my phone, I walked down the road. Maybe someone saw the fox guy and which way he went? He sort of sticks out. The pain in my chest grows dull, spreading outward as I feel a headache coming on. That's when I see a familiar piece of fabric caught in the thorn bush on the side of the road. Okay, so I went in this direction. Maybe I can lure him to come back for it? I wouldn't come back for a scrap of fabric, my guy. Hey, fox guy, I found a piece of your costume stuck to this bush. If you want it, give me my phone back and we'll call it even. No answer. I was hoping he would show up so I could at least talk it out with him and have him return it. If this is some sort of prank, it's not funny. My headache's getting worse. I'm feeling feverish and sick and sweating, even though it's actually kind of cool out. When did the temperature change? It was supposed to be a scorcher. Letting out a loud, frustrating groan, I grabbed the torn fabric from the bush, not sure what to do with it, but it's something. I stuff it in my pocket. I just hope he doesn't unlock my phone before I can have it blocked. T. It's strange how big this forest is. If I had known what was on the other side of the cave, I would have explored it years ago. But for now, I'm just hoping to find my way home before I get a migraine. It's hard to think straight through the throbbing pain, feeling hotter by the second. Did I come this way? No, not here. I think maybe it was farther down. Oh, it's going bad. My head. The pounding is getting worse. Every heartbeat makes me feel like my skull will crack open from the inside. My whole body is sweating like crazy, making my clothes stick to my skin. I open my sweater and fan the flaps against my torso, anything to cool down. The pain in my chest is now intense. An intense ache when I breathe. It's like my lungs are screaming at me to not take in the air. Every bone in my body itches like crazy, like ants crawling under my skin. I can't think anymore. My steps are getting more and more sluggish the farther I walk. Clutching my chest, I realize it's far too late. I realize far too late that something isn't right. I double over just trying to breathe. I can feel my heartbeat pulse through my entire body. Dang, this beat is going crazy. Everything feels wrong. I need help. I try to yell for help, but my voice won't come out. All I can do is gasp for air. The harder I try to breathe, the more difficult it becomes. What is wrong with... Oh, it stopped. We're dead. We died. It's over. Game over. Good game. W game. Let's go. What? Did my alarm go off? My whole body feels sore. Feels like I was hit by a car. A very big car. Repeatedly. I try to turn over, but my body has no energy to move. Body, how could you betray me like this? I thought we were friends. What time is it? I didn't hear my alarm go off. Struggling to reach my hand out, I feel for the nightstand, but I can only feel more space on my bed. I don't remember it being this wide. I hope I plugged in my phone before I went to sleep. My phone? My phone! I jump into a sitting position, my eyes fly wide open, looking around frantically for my phone, but I sat up too fast and slumped back down, dizzy. I find myself on something soft and in a brightly lit room. Sharp sunlight shines in from the right. I squint until my eyes adjust. Where am I? Oh, look at the art, everyone. Look everywhere. Here and here and here and up here. And look at that and look at this. Here, these, that. Okay, great. Sitting up fully on the bed, I grip the silky red sheets that are covering me. Slowly it dawns on me how truly unfamiliar my surroundings are. All of the furniture look like antiques, and I can't see any lights or outlets or other trappings of modern interior. There's a chest made of solid wood with intricate carvings. It looks handmade, the features looking a bit asymmetrical in parts. Not that I'm judging the craftsmanship. Clearly whoever made it knew what they were doing and did a far better job than I ever could. A similarly designed wardrobe stands on the opposite end of the room. It's so tall it almost grazes the ceiling. It's a wonder how anyone could get it through the door in the first place. I mean, they probably just turned it on its side. Next to it's a big wooden tub. Very simple. 2 metal hooks holding it together. I turn my eyes to the right and see a drawer with a big mirror on the top. And a candelabra? I remember my grandma actually had something like this in her bedroom. I think she called it a vanity. Bro's okay, it's for the vanity. I thought bro was calling me old for the candelabra. I was like, I have a candelabra. What are you saying? The little carved accents give it a simple elegance. Not that I'm an antique connoisseur, but it's way nicer than any of my furniture. I look around some more to see some red drapes, a painting, and a shield. I've never seen a real shield before. It strikes me as an odd thing to decorate a room with. I don't know, I feel like someone would do it. Here's like a tapestry. This setup would be picture perfect if it weren't for my shoes and sweater in the middle of it all. Where? Oh, there are my shoes. I guess that's my sweater. Wait, how did I even get here? My mind is still trying to wake up, and I'm not entirely convinced that I'm dreaming. The floor creaks from behind the door. Is someone coming? Are you up, stranger? I heard you shout. A deep, husky voice comes through the door. I don't know why, but I feel uneasy. Good, that is as closest husky as I could get. Answer. He brought me here. Hello? My voice is raspy and weak. Damn. Well, I think my normal voice sounds more raspy and weak. I've been recording for several hours, so I sound like shit. Well, I probably sound the same, but it feels bad. Hold on, taking a sip. Tea, let's go. I didn't realize it until now, but my throat is painfully dry. Hi. Oh, you're on the cover. What's up? Good, you're finally awake. What? Wolf? Werewolf. Big werewolf. I'm relieved to see that you're in better condition today. The big werewolf comes closer and I have to tilt my head back to meet his gaze, due to the towering height. Your fever was dangerously high when I found you. I'm relieved you've managed through the night. He leans forward, placing his hairy hand against my forehead. Dude, it's probably furry more than hairy. I'm stunned and completely frozen. Has your fever gone down? I jump back in bed with a silent scream, sucking in air. I stare at him wide-eyed. My apologies. I didn't mean to startle you. I should have asked before touching you so suddenly. That's considerate. But it looks like you're well enough to move. That's a relief. How are you feeling, stranger? I'm too busy reeling from the sight of him, answering him without thinking. Fine? That's good to hear. Can I ask you to stay in bed for a little longer? You just woke up and I'd like you to take things slow. Uh-huh. A werewolf. An actual werewolf. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Agnar. May I have your name? I can't very well keep calling you stranger. He chuckles, and my apprehension is chipped away little by little. This isn't exactly what I was expecting when meeting a werewolf for the first time. I mean, he looks kind of like a paladin kind of vibe. Wait, what's a paladin? I suddenly feel less confident about saying that. Yo, you went to D&D or what? Okay. Okay, quite a fine name for a lion. It suits you. I'm a lion? For a lion? I guess that's a compliment, but why a lion? And why is he being so polite? Not exactly what movies led me to expect from a werewolf. I guess I wouldn't have any idea of how an actual werewolf should act, given my limited knowledge comes from exclusively horror films. I should just be happy he's not mauling me right now. This guy's way too polite to be any kind of werewolf that I know of. Struggling for the words, I put my hand on my face and scanned the room again. Am I really awake? My face feels strange. Feeling around my cheeks and nose, everything is strangely lumpy, and everything seems to be out of place. At least there's no pain, but something's definitely wrong. What happened to my face? My face, it's all big and swollen. When I found you, aside from your fever, you looked unharmed. Don't worry, there's no lumps or bruises to be found on your muzzle. Here, have some water. You need to drink a lot when you have a high fever like that. He leans down to the side and pulls up a mug from the floor. I hadn't even noticed it was there, being so close to the bed that I couldn't see it. Here, there's more in the pitcher when you need it. Before I can grasp the mug, I see my own hand for the first time since waking up in this bizarre place. Yeah, show me it. Oh, tea! So I guess we're a lion. But it's not my hand. It's one that's covered in short, light hair? Fur? My hand. Your what? I raise my left hand only to see the same as well. I rub the hands on the arms, feeling fingers stroke fur, as if I was petting a cat. But it's like an out-of-body experience, like my brain can't quite resolve the conflict of sensation and expectation. Is this really my arm? You mean your paw. Does it hurt? No, but why are my arms covered in fur? I'm dying. Help. The big werewolf immediately goes silent. The tension cutting the air feels as sharp as any knife. I shouldn't have said that. I don't want to disturb the wolf, especially not before I can figure out what's going on. Whatever's wrong with me, it'll be the safest to act natural and take things in stride for now. Play along now, panic later. I mean, why is my fur so orange today? It might just be the light in here. My mind's been pretty foggy since I woke up. I'm all over the place right now. Jokester. You're a jokester, I see. But that's a good sign. Dude, if I could do the Freddy voice, I so would. He'd have a Freddy Fazbear voice for sure. Gregory. Gregory. Are those Velcro shoes? Dude, should I give him that Freddy voice? I bet it's gonna sound like shit, though. Dude, you know who does a fire Freddy Fazbear from, what's it called? You know who's got a really solid Freddy Fazbear from Glam Rock Freddy? They'll just say that because that's easier. Is it Glam Rock Freddy? Whatever. Freaking Markiplier. I was watching some video of his. It was Poppy Playtime because I'm hella behind and I don't remember anything. And he was going, Gregory. Let's try that, you know? How am I going to do that, dude? I only know how to say Gregory. But that's good. If you feel good enough to make a joke, you must be doing much better already. I try to give him a smile. I try to give a smile back to him, but it's hard to muster one while thinking about whatever's going on with me. Joking aside, you better drink up. Your body needs all the water you can get if you're sick. Handing the sizable mug of water to me, I accept it carefully. And there's more water in the pitcher next to the bed. Drink as much as you can. I've never seen you in the village before, Kay. Are you new to these lands? I guess. Where are you from? I'm from a town not too far from here. I think. Really? The nearest town is a day's journey. Can you tell me the name of your town? It doesn't seem like it's a good idea to answer that question, but at the same time, it seems like a worse idea to lie. Not knowing what else to do, I just look down and keep quiet. You seem a bit tense. Maybe you still haven't fully recovered. There should be some, rivel root somewhere in the house. A cup of it should help calm your nerves. Do you like rivel root, Kay? I've never heard of a root like that. Sounds very medicinal. Sure, I can handle bitter drinks. That's good. You stay here and rest while I go downstairs and fetch it. Dude, this ain't gonna sound like Freddy Fazbear at all. I don't know how they do it. Gregory. And with that, he walks out the door. Finally alone again, my hands are shaking. I can't believe I just talked to a real werewolf. Looking down at the water mug, I carefully lift it to my lips. I take a long gulp of the cool water, rehydrating my throat. But the water spills out from the sides of my mouth and drips onto my shirt. I try not to think about it and just chug down what I can. I'll worry about what's wrong with my mouth later. Dude, it's a muzzle. How do they drink again? They, make their tongues shape like a cup and then pull water into their mouth for like a cat? Question mark. I set the empty mug on the bed next to me and release a great sigh of relief. I really needed that. Looking down over the blanket, I can make out my shape. We have a tail! Sorry. I can make out the shape of my legs. Sorry. I was so excited. We have a little lion tail. Shut up. That's so fun. If my arms are like this, then does that mean... Where's my tail? Where's the tail? Where's my tail? I don't care about them legs. I want a tail. Pulling the blanket away, I can see that my feet are now covered in the same light orange fur, and my feet have been replaced with paws and with wide toes and claws. Lifting up my shirt, I see a fluffy belly with white tuft poking out of my pants. The sun of sweat hits my nose, making my nostrils flare, and I cringe. I cover my nose and inadvertently feel an odd lump on my face again. My face. Bro, there's a vanity. We can get up and look at that. Shivers run up my spine as the implication override my shock. I need to look at myself in the mirror, right now. I hop off the bed and onto my feet, only to immediately fall over. Ow! Using the stool next to the vanity, I pull myself back up. My legs are shaking like a newborn fawn. I didn't expect it to be so difficult to stand up on these feet. Putting one hand on the drawer, I put most of my weight against it and face the mirror. What do we look like? Oh, that's cute. Do you see? We have a tail. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I'm locked in, sorry. In its reflection, I don't see myself. Instead, I see a lion man wearing my clothes, and I kind of low-key don't fit. I raise my hand towards my face, and the lion does the same with his. My fingers feel short, bristly fur. Oh, he's got beans on his little hands. The fur has warm, light color to it. The cream and white muzzle is capped with a broad pink nose. It's really cute, though. My eyes have a radiant blue color, contrast with the orange fur, making them stand out more. There's a patch of white hair on his head, roughly swept back like a mohawk. It's nestled between round feline ears. Staring at him for a long, long time, the truth of what I'm seeing slowly washes over me. Looking closer, I catch something moving in the corner of my eye. I look behind me and down at the base of my spine. It's a white striped tail flicking back and forth. Feeling around my lower back, my hands find the base of the tail, slipping over the belt line. I have a tail? Hearing the door creak open behind me, I jump back against the vanity, nearly falling over and taking it with me. You're quite the jumpy one. Oh wait, hold on. I didn't pull out my freaking Freddy Fazbear voice. Hold on, I gotta recenter. Gregory. You're quite the jumpy one, aren't you? I'm glad to see that you're up and about, but you really should take it slow. I couldn't find any rivel root in the house, so I'll need to head out. For now, you'd better eat some bread. You were out for a whole day, so you're probably starving, but you'll need to be careful to eat light today since you've been ill. He offers me what I can only assume is a big bread roll in his hand. Sitting down on the padded stool, I stare up at him and take the bread from his hand. It's really hard. If it weren't for the weight, I'd assume he just grabbed a rock from outside to mess with me. It smells somewhat between old grain and chalk. I can't see any mold on it, but I have to wonder when exactly it was baked. How old is this bread? It's fine, I just bought it, so there's no need to fret. Go ahead and eat. No good comes from an empty stomach. But it's so hard. It might be, but a lion like you shouldn't have any trouble with it. Do I really have to eat this? I'm pretty sure that if I bite into this bread, I'll break every single tooth I have. But with how empty my stomach is right now, I'm desperate enough to try. I find a crack at the edge of the roll and put my teeth into it as I carefully bite down. It's really dry, but it's not bad. It's like eating a cracker. I take another, bigger bite, clenching my eyes and preparing for the worst. There's a loud, dull crunch in my mouth, like chewing dry cereal. I'm worried it might be the sound of my teeth crumbling, but it feels like they'd survived the ordeal. The bread isn't as bad as I thought, but the taste is extraordinarily plain. It's bread. I didn't know how hungry I was until I finally got something in my belly. Before I know it, I've scarfed down the whole thing. After finishing the bread, I see the big werewolf has been quietly staring at me. You've managed to eat it all. Must mean your fever's almost gone. When I found you, I picked up what I could find, but I'm not certain if it was everything. Are you missing any belongings? I only found these things at your feet. He's pointing to my shoes, and I'm sitting on my sweater, but there's one thing that's not here. I don't see my satchel. Where did you last see it? It was with me when I was in the clearing of the cave next to the big red tree. People are wise to avoid caves in that forest. They're not safe. Especially the one with that tree. He waves his hand at the corner of the room. I can only assume that the cave's in that general direction. What were you doing there? Did anyone else? Did you go there with anyone else? Nah, I was just visiting my old cave. Your cave? That cave's no laughing matter. Are you saying it belongs to you? I didn't mean it like that. It's just a cave I've played in since I was a kid, and I wanted to visit it. No one goes into that cave just to visit it. He takes a step forward, pinning me against the table. Bark, what? What were you doing in there? I didn't do anything. What did you do in that cave, Kay? I said I didn't do anything. I don't even know what's going on. Where am I? Why do I look like this? I'm starting to really freak out. I don't know if I'm safe. I don't even know if I'm safe with this werewolf glaring at me. I can feel my emotions swell in my throat, but I'm too scared to look away. A heavy silence fills the room, broken only by the faintest of mumbles and noises drifting in through the window. We stare at each other uncomfortably for a painfully long amount of time. You're clearly not feeling well. You need more time to rest. I must go out for a while. Stay here until I return. Okay, bye. Without another word, he's gone, and I can hear his heavy steps, followed by another sound of the door opening and closing downstairs. Feeling a little relieved, I register the sharp pain in my hands. Looking down, I see that I've held them clenched tight. It hurts to open them. These new sharp claws have been dug into my palm. They're not bleeding, but they've left red marks in them. What just happened to me? What is that werewolf after? I mean, bro doesn't seem to be after anything. He just seems like a chill dude. Why would he take care of me? And what's with this interrogation? I'm not a real lion man thing. I want to be honest, but I don't know what he'd expect me to say. He's not happy with how evasive I'm being, but it's not like he was explaining himself that much better. And now I have to sit here and wait for him to come back. What the hell am I thinking? I can't stay here. Without my phone to call for help, my only option is to find a way back to the cave ASAP. I mean, bro, motioned. We can go in the motion direction. I lean down and grab my shoes. I can only hope that the wolf won't be back anytime soon. Come on, get in there. Damn it, why do my toes have to get so big? My new feet have gone up a few sizes, making it impossible for me to get my shoes on. I really don't want to go out barefoot, but since I can't even get my toes in properly, stupid claws, stupid toe beans. Can I even call them toe beans anymore? They're as big as potatoes now. Stupid potato toes. Ugh. After several tries to maneuver my foot in, I give up in my frustration. No matter what I do, I can't wear them on my feet like this. Dude, just take the laces and tie it, like, between your belt loops, you know? Shoes or not, I need to get out of here before he gets back. I wrap the shoes in my sweater and hug the bundle close to my chest before standing up. Standing proves to be quite the challenge. Putting the weight on my heels feels off, but I have to get used to it as I go. Dude, I would hate walking on my heels. I take a step, flailing an arm around while I'm walking on a tightrope. Like I'm walking around on a tightrope. To get any sort of balance, I widen my gait and take slow, small, deliberate steps towards the door. Opening it, I face a much greater obstacle. Let me just quit now. Apparently I'm bad at reading right now. Stairs. I'm not even out of this room and I've already hit a snag. The individual steps aren't long enough, making my toes go over the edge. The only way to get any real footing is to turn my foot sideways. I steady myself against the wall as I carefully take them one at a time. Don't slip, don't slip, don't slip. It's not fast, but it's the safest way down. Oh, cool, we didn't fall down the stairs. Oh, this is nice. Everyone look. Ooh, ah. Look at how cutie. Ooh, ah, ooh. Cute. I let out a breath I've been holding halfway down as I... Dudes, I just need to give up for real. I'm not even tired. I'm just having an issue. It's just a bad reading moment right now. I let out the breath I'd been holding halfway down as my feet finally meet the stable ground again. After I look up the stairs I bested, I turn around and find myself in an old-timey kitchen. You didn't get the suspicion that it was low-key old-timey when we saw the tub? The tub is very old-timey. That is what they used in the old-timey times. It's pleasant and quaint. The sunlight streaming through the window is enough to brighten up the whole room. I find myself taking it all in. Cupboards, dining table, bench, and wood-burning oven. Everything is well maintained, and the scene feels quite cozy. They even have a black pot sitting on the kitchen table. I can smell a spice rack from across the room, but my nose struggles to identify their different scents. If anything, there are too many of them. Better not try to focus on the smells right now and see what other things are here. There's a hanger above the stove with a number of dried goods, like meat, yellow flowers, and I think that's garlic. Where's meat? Oh, wait. No, wait. Meat. I got it. They're shaped like garlic, but the color's off, and the skin has an unusual sheen to it, even in the low light. At a first glance, I thought I recognized everything, but the fact that I haven't seen most of these ingredients before. Like the short blue mushrooms. Yeah, these ones? Tea. There's also what looks like a bunch of red grapes with fuzzy skin, like what peaches have. I think the green curly things are like beans. These. I shake my head, snapping out of it. This isn't time to get distracted. I make my way to what must be the front door and pull it open. Oh, this is cute! Everyone look. Ooh. You're so real for that? Oh boy. Not sure what I was expecting. I could barely manage a talking werewolf. I'm not sure how to handle an entire town full of animal people. Maybe I should have taken a peek out the window first. I slide back to the living room and take a glance outside. Animals of all shapes and sizes, squirrels, moose, lizards, and all walking upright and dressed in medieval clothing. It's not the weirdest thing. I think I would probably be a little shocked suddenly being in a Fable-esque world, but also I think if I got into it, I'm so like, I'd be like, damn, I guess we're here now. You know, I mean, I'd try to get home, but I'd still be like, damn, I guess we're here now. I'm starting to have second thoughts about running out the door. I don't exactly blend in with what I'm wearing. One step out there and I'll stick out like a whale in the jungle. At best, they'll think I'm a weirdo. At worst, they'll hunt me down and burn me as a witch. You're a lion. I don't think that's going to happen. But if I stay here, the big wolf will come back and ask more questions. Why did he act all nice to me? He's clearly fishing for something, and I'm not sure what he'll do once he has it. Getting out of here is my best bet. The sooner the better. If I'm lucky, they might ignore me and think I'm just some weird, harmless guy. At least I hope so. Holding my bundle tightly in my arms, I ready myself for the first steps out there. Well, here goes nothing. I step out onto the street, looking around in amazement at the strange place I found myself in. Everyone, you know the rules. Look at the art. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look. Building, 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 trees, people. Woo! Okay, great. Small children race between the legs of their parents. A small mice and kitten run past me with sticks in hand. A number of food stalls sit across the street. Their owners shout over each other in a contest to drum up the most attention for their wares. Freshly baked bread, right out the oven. Come get 'em wet hot, only 2... Crower? I don't know what that is. Squinos, jollies, merry and bears. You will find fruits and vegetables better than these in all of Naffort. It's certainly an aggressive sales tactic. Do they yell like this all day? Though, with the number of people they're drawing in, I can't argue with the results. I take a moment to get my bearings. The werewolf pointed somewhere in this direction, straight down the street. I try to appear as inconspicuous as possible, doing my best to stay out of everyone's way. However, the uneven road, when paired with the new feet, makes walking feel as natural as possible. Right. Oh, make feeling walk. Yeah, got it. Impossible. Cool. Still can't help but take in the hustle and bustle of the town. I see some people are dressed in nice clean clothing while others look worn and haggard. I pass by 3 ladies standing next to one of the stalls, and their chatter emerges from the white noise of the crowd. Okay. One of them is saying something like, "My husband's always been working." What? That's crazy. He's the size of. What? "My husband's always been the working horse on the farm, but now he's the size of the farm." At that, all 3 erupt in a piercing cackle. If it wasn't for the animalistic features, they'd all easily pass for human. Even down to the body language and how they gossip. That's fable-esque, my guy. Keeping my gaze forward to avoid eye contact, I do my best to avoid bumping into anyone, which is proving difficult because something behind me is throwing my balance off left and right. Oh, it's the tail. Taking a look back, I see my tail swishing like crazy. "Can't you even still for just a minute?" I whispered to it as if it could hear me, but that just made it thrash about even more. I give up on calming it and start trudging again. My balance really could do without this tail. Actually, it's like the main thing that you use to balance yourself. Reaching a crossroad, I can see the woods in the distance, down the path leading out of the village. Exiting the market, I passed a few residential-looking houses before emerging from the town. There's a nice mill house churning merrily above the stream, with a bridge beside it. I can only hope my way back lies beyond. I just wish I had my phone now. No one back home is going to believe I came to a place like this. Oh hey, it's a turtle. What's up? I hurry to the bridge, almost home free, when my footing fails me and I fall into someone green. His skin is ice cold and to the touch when I push myself off him. Seeing that he's carrying a shell behind him, he must be a turtle. He's a few inches shorter than me. Really? The turtle's a few inches shorter than you? Wouldn't that make him more like in tortoise territory? Those are like the bigger ones. I mean, they're not like that big though. Are they? No, they're not like as big as a lion. They're like maybe half of a lion, maybe. My eye shoot down to his left arm, or lack thereof. The sleeve is tied into a knot. Looking back at his face, he's scowling at me. The furrows on his face as obvious as the scar on his left eye. He has a scar on his left eye? Wow. Sorry. I stare at the ground, giving him a weak apology. I hurry up and jog across the bridge just to get away from this awkward moment. Oh, this is familiar. The bush isn't there anymore, though. Oh, it's because we're standing closer to it. It took longer than I'd liked, but eventually the village is out of sight, and I'm finally alone again. I let out a long breath, loosening my grip on one of the bundles in my arms. I don't know how many of them took note of me, but I don't really care at this point. I got out of there, and I'm never going back. I look down at my feet as I walk forward. The tail has mostly calmed down, making the walk much easier for me. So you were just anxious, bro. Soon enough, I met with familiar scenery. The field of yellow grain, the stone wall, the rotten fence, it's all here. This is where I was last that I saw that fox guy, who I now know wasn't just some guy in a costume. I was chasing after a real, walking, talking, clothes-wearing fox. If I had known this, I wouldn't have chased him. For all I know, he could have bitten me when he had the chance. I guess I should be glad he didn't attack me back then. That doesn't mean he's going to attack you. I've been through this way twice now, so I recognize the trees. This is around the spot I lost sight of him. I must be close. Most of the trees are the same as I had seen back home, but that one twisting in on itself with the purple leaves is something I've never seen before. Getting farther into the woods, I catch sight of a small stone trail leading off the road. This has to be the way back to the cave. After a minute of maneuvering around the bush and other overgrowth on the trail, I arrive back at the opening of the cave. The entrance is built like a shrine with inscribed stone columns. Ooh, really? Cool. It was clearly abandoned long ago, judging by the shambles it's in. I mean, he just said that nobody goes there, probably because it's dangerous. A tree has partially destroyed over the top of the entryway, prying apart the stonework and crumbling what's left of the pillars. I can understand why the big wolf said people don't go in there. The entrance on my side is much less ominous compared to this one. I mean, I think it looks pretty. I feel a bit scared to walk through it, but it's the only way back to the home I know. As I make my way through the tunnel, I realize how much more spacious this side is compared to my end. I can easily walk upright, which I didn't really notice when sprinting through it the first time. The air is still heavy and cold, so at least that hasn't changed. Big pretty tree. Yeah, because isn't it flipped? No, it's not. Wait, isn't it? Wait, no, it's not. I'm a liar. I'm a liar. Don't think. But it had all those rocks before. It had a bunch of, like, you know how in Paper Lily they had, like, rocks with blue writing on them and they look kind of like runes? Those are gone. They were here before. The tunnel opens out and I feel a wave of relief as I see the big red tree. I've never been happier to see my old tree than I am now. Though it's strange coming from this side of the cave. I make a beeline through the clearing and pass the tree towards where the tunnel to home should be, completely forgetting my satchel. But the tunnel isn't there. Where? How? I drop my sweater and shoes, pressing my hand against where the exit should be, moving them about. That's just a solid wall. Was there a cave-in? I look around for any signs of collapse, but the wall looks like there was never a tunnel to begin with. I give it a testing knock and hoping maybe the stone is hollow, but it's solid. Another wave of panic starts to wash over me. I pound my fist against the stone, but nothing changes. Nothing budges. Let me out of here! I don't understand what's going on, but I just can't stop here. I keep pounding at the wall, shouting even louder, "Let me out!" But nothing changes. The wall stands firm, and all that's changed is now that my hand is in pain from punching solid rock. I grab a heavy stone from the ground and hurl it at the wall with everything I've got. Yeah! My yell echoes through the cave, and as does the clonk of the heavy rock hitting the wall. Nothing. There's nothing but an impassable rock wall. I'm so confused. Am I even in the right cave? I can obviously see everything and how it's supposed to be. The lake, the tree, the vines hanging down are all where they should be. Everything is as it should be. This is my cave, except the tunnel switched? Why? How? If everything else is the same, why should the old tunnel just disappear? My head is spinning. I'm too overwhelmed to make any sense of it all. Oops, my bad. Feeling lightheaded, I move back to the tree and sit against its trunk. I pull my knees to my chest and my body heaves with defeat. I stare off into the water, fighting the waves of emotion that have been building up. The only thing I can think of is that the tunnel switched places once. Maybe they can switch again. Maybe if I just wait, it's bound to go back to how it used to be. Nothing's changed. It's been hours now, but the new tunnel is still there and the old one isn't. I adjust my sitting again, my butt starting to feel sore. I just have to wait here until it turns back to the way it was. It's going to. It has to. Looking up through the big hole above me, I see the sky dim with the warm pink and yellow hues of the late afternoon. I start to consider what I should do if the old tunnel doesn't come back soon. Should I keep waiting? I'm scared that if I leave, I'll miss my chance. My stomach's rumbling. If I'd planned on staying this long, I would have packed snacks or grabbed a bite to eat before leaving the house. There were those old blue mushrooms in the wolf's kitchen. If they were edible, I might be able to find some in the woods. And the water here is crystal clear, so I can drink it. Probably. It's not exactly an ideal plan, but it's not like I've got many other options right now. Thinking hard about what to do, I spend my time exploring this body. Reaching up to my head and feeling my big rounded ears. They're really soft. It's kind of nice to rub them. It's even a little comforting. Looking at my own hands again, I see the pads on my fingertips and palms. Everything else is covered in fur. I still can't believe my body changed like this. Footsteps. Hey! Sup, dude? You know how it goes when you're just chilling or whatever. My guy! What's his name again? Aaron. Nope. Angor. Alphys. Andrew. Albuquerque. Alright, anyways. I look over to see a massive brown figure emerging from the tunnel. I feel my body go cold as I recognize him. The footsteps are slow and soften as he approaches. I cover my head with my arms, hoping that he'll just magically go away. Okay. Wait, hold on. Gregory. I need to, recenter every time. Okay. Damn it. Listen, I'm here to help you. I really am. But to do that, I need you to tell me what you know. I don't want to see him. I just want this dream to end. I don't want you to be afraid of me. I really do want to help. Regardless of your answer, I won't hurt you. You have my word. His tone of voice is softer and slower than last time. Bro, I just still did my Freddy Fazbear voice. It's serious, but more composed and caring sort of way. Oh, what was that? Oh, damn, girl. Why when you, like, fall, do you sound like the whole kitchen sink falling? You know what I mean? And I mean that in a metallic way. Like, and I get, like, if you're wearing, like, chainmail and stuff, it's gonna sound clangy. Bro is wearing, like, leather shoulder pads and pants. What do you have on you that's making all that sound? I slowly look up to see him standing next to me under the tree. He looms over me, tall enough to grip one of the lower branches in the tree. He still doesn't seem tense. If it's too much for you to speak, you can nod and shake your head. Do you understand? I clench my jaw, swallowing hard, as if that's some sort of response. Are you, Sylving, or perhaps an Uter? A what? I give him a worried look. I have no idea what he's talking about. It's alright, you don't have to answer. Can you at least tell me if you're from here? I hold my breath and force myself to shake my head. Did you try to go back to where you came from? I nod. Through this cave? I stare at where the tunnel should be, longing for it to at last reappear, but it's still just a wall. I look back up at the wolf and nod. Did you see a fox here? Did you chase him? The fox? How does he know about the fox? Again, I feel like the wolf knows much more than he's letting on. Still, I did end up chasing him after him when he stole my phone. And right now, it seems like the worst time to avoid his questions, so I give him a nod. Okay. You're not really a lion, are you? My blood goes cold. He knows. He knows that I'm not like him. Like any of them. I hold my knees to my chest, preparing myself for what I'll do next. But he just stands there, looking at me. I see. For now, I need you to come back with me to the village. Can you stand? Back to the village? I spent all afternoon trying to leave. I'm not too keen on returning there, but my tunnel is still missing. Do I even have a choice? He says he wants to help, and while I don't really have a reason to trust him, I don't really have a reason to doubt him either. I uncurl, using the tree for balance as I hoist myself back onto my feet. My legs are a little numb from sitting for so long, but I keep myself upright. You must take your belongings with you. Right, almost forgot again. I grab my satchel and stuff my shoes into it. I pull my sweater on and follow the wolf out of the cave. Someone made him double cheeked up on a Wednesday. Who was it? What? Who said that? Wasn't me. What? After walking in silence for some distance, I look up at the wolf. He's a couple of steps ahead of me, but he's maintaining a slow pace to match mine. When I see him glance back at me, my eyes snap straight down and focus entirely on the road. I can't believe I'm going back with him. I feel the silence between us growing heavier and more awkward. After a while, I look back at him. I can see he's carrying a sword strapped to his back. Yeah, you're right about that. It's enormous, and yet it honestly looks a little small. Pommel and hilt look sturdy enough, but the sheath looks battered and plain. Looking lower, I find myself watching his big brown tail. Yeah, I'm sure you are. It sways in a smooth rhythm, in sync with his stride, swinging left and right. Left and right. Left, right. Hold on, I gotta do my Gregory. Ask me. What? You're a stranger in this land. You have questions. I'll answer the best I can, but you need to understand that I don't know everything. Oh, he's right. I have a million questions. Do you know what happened to me? When it comes to how you got here, I have an idea, but for your body, I don't know. So when you found me, I didn't look different to you? No, all I saw was you, a lion, passed out on the side of the road. I was told that a Sylving came out of the forest, and when I went to look for it to make sure it wouldn't be a threat, but I found you instead. Your clothing was strange, and there were those odd things next to your feet, but you were unmistakably a lion, just as you are a lion now. The fever you had was dangerously high. I tried to wake you, but you were out cold. So I carried you back to the village and hoped that you would recover and tell me what happened. I thought you might have been involved because of your unusual garb. When you finally awoke, I was relieved. You'd been asleep for over a day, and the speed of your recovery wasn't anything short of a miracle. But from the moment you saw me, I knew something wasn't right. Most of what you said didn't make a lick of sense. The way you reacted, the answers you gave. I first thought you could be an eccentric noble who just liked to wear strange clothing. Or an Uter, how do you say that? In disguise. Rivel root has a milk-like taste, by the way. Oh, what? Rivel root. You said you could handle the bitter taste, but it isn't bitter. It's a common household ingredient, so you not knowing made me worried. I gave you benefit of the doubt and just assumed your mind was still clouded by the fever. But when you told me about the cave with the red tree, I suspected the worst and thought you might be dangerous. I was ready to restrain you should you abandon the facade. But that was the mistake on my part, and I am sorry. You were obviously frightened. Had I not overreacted, I would have seen that you honestly had no idea what was going on. He gives a deep sigh and rolls his eyes, as if scolding himself. I really went to fetch you those roots. There was no point in questioning you further, when you were genuinely confused. I was hoping that by the time I returned, you would have calmed down and been more willing to talk. I never imagined you'd take off like that. Not right after waking from such a severe fever. I rubbed the back of my neck. Sure, I feel a little bad for running off, but it's not like the wolf had been doing much to put me at ease. I was scared. No, I understand. I should have been more careful. I can only imagine what you're going through. But to think that you're a Sylving of all things. Sorry, I still don't know how to say that. The big wolf goes silent, getting lost in his thoughts. I want to ask what that word means, but it doesn't feel right to ask that now. Dude, I would ask. I'd be like, what's that? The streets are mostly empty as we enter the village. The streetlights are lit, and we don't pass a soul on our way to the market. The busy stalls from earlier are now closed and silent. Look at it. Someone had to redraw it in this lighting. Ooh. Most they probably could have done was like, I don't know, put a layer over it that made everything blue tinted, but they still had to do all of this lighting. Looks really cool, right? Yeah. Tasty fruit. Hell yeah. Two drunks are coming down the street towards us. One's shirt is too small to hide his gut, and the other's breasts had slipped out of her dress on one side. Both laugh and yell boisterously. I hide myself behind the wolf, not wanting to be seen, or worse, bump into them. Reaching the house, I wait next to him as he unlocks the door. You need to rest. We'll figure out what to do next in the morning. You're lucky I ran into Gear. Gear? The old turtle. He lost an arm and is blind in his left eye. Ah, the turtle man I bumped into. I passed him on the way of the street while looking for you, so you should be thankful for him telling me. There are dangerous creatures in this world that can do unspeakable things. No matter who or what you are, staying in the woods alone at night is a death sentence. If you want to get home, you need to stay inside until further notice. Understand? I nod, wondering what in the world could possibly be more dangerous than this big guy. A lot of things. He's just like a buff wolf. Like, TBH, there's probably a lot of things scarier than a buff wolf with an ear piercing and a sword. You should go upstairs. Things will unfold early tomorrow. With luck, we can send you back before things get more complicated. Without another word, I sulk upstairs. I don't have much trouble going down. Up is down. Small victories. The room is dark and quiet. Even the drunks in the street below have passed out of earshot. I drop my satchel onto the floor before letting myself fall into the bed. I roll over onto my back and stare blankly up at the ceiling. This whole day has been crazy. I'm angry, confused, and just done with everything. I just wanted to take a few pictures of my tree, relax for a bit, and go home. That was it. If I had just left when I intended, or gone another day, or anything, I clench my fists to relieve stress, but the sharp pricks of my claws make me gasp and recoil, so I release a dissatisfied sigh instead. None of this should have happened. Instead, I ended up chasing after a thieving wolf and then got taken to a town of animal people by an enormous wolfman. But tomorrow, we'll get this fixed and everything will go back to normal. At least that's what I'm telling myself. I roll onto my side and stare at the darkest corner of the room. Even though the wolf knows that I'm not really a lion, he's promised to help get me home. T. Oh, that's really generous of him. He will let me go home, right? He called me a Sylving. Is that something bad? I grabbed the pillow and hugged it tightly to my chest and closed my eyes. I really shouldn't be thinking like this right now. Like it or not, he's the only person I can rely on in this place. I just really hope I can trust him. T, I think we can. Okay, I think this is an amazing place to stop. Save. Okay, that's where we're stopping. End of day 1. This looks so interesting. I like the way they write like the scenery and stuff. It's really interesting. It's so I like anything that really is dramatic with writing. Like this one. What the frick is it called? Touchstarved. Touchstarved was so drama with the way they spoke, and it's so tea. I love that. I love like reading those lines out loud, even though I'm not really good at reading. I'm sure you can tell I'm not the best reader in the West, but I don't know. My throat is dying, so that's where I'm stopping for now. I hope you're having so much fun, almost as much fun as I am having, possibly even more. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.